Why, hello there. Welcome to the Memory Clinic. Here we specialize in snipping and erasing memories that cause anxiety or that might cause brain fog away. Now, with your permission, I'm going to have your profile set up. This is not going to be at any charge to you. We run a very unique business model where we really don't spend any money, so we're not going to be charging any money. It's purely just for your betterment, your healing. So, let me just collect some information from you. Firstly, I'm going to be needing to know your name. If you wish to remain anonymous, then you can just say Jane Doe or John Doe or whatever name that you wish best identifies or doesn't identify you. Okay. If you feel a little anxious about choosing a name, I can also choose a name for you. Okay. So I'm just going to be writing that down. And may I ask your age? Perfect. And may I ask the reason for your coming here? Yes, if I may, I'm going to be just sort of examining your skull. Perfect. So, I wish to pinpoint certain exact points inside your skull so that way we can target those and then snip them or erase them away. That way you can kind of decongest your brain and your brain fog can go away, or your anxiety. Correct. So I don't necessarily need, I can easily just examine you and tell what points of your brain need to be re-examined and then where exactly I can pinpoint those spots and where I can just snip and start erasing. But I'd much rather, if you are feeling gracious or generous enough with your own personal life to share, so that way it would make the process a tad bit easier. But if you don't wish to do so, then by all means, that's a boundary that we will respect. Okay. Give as much or as little detail as you possibly like. Whether you overshare or undershare, there really is no standard for sharing. Just give as much information as you personally feel comfortable giving. Okay. All right. Perfect. Very well. Now, for the third part of our session, if you are still ready to proceed with this process, well then, I'm going to be examining your brain myself to sort of pinpoint what frustrations or anxieties you're having inside your brain and then extracting them from you. Does this sound reasonable and respectful to you? Perfect. So, I'm going to just look at your brain and see where your energy hot points are. Would you mind turning around real quick? Thank you. I'm just going to examine the back of your head real quick. Just parting your hair just to see what energy spots are frustrating you. The science behind it is that there are certain tension points in your hair where, for example, if someone grabs your hair and the scalp feels hot or the scalp feels tense, that means you're locking a lot of tension and stress in that area. So what I do is I notice that specific area and I sort of rework it so that way it's no longer tense and stress anymore, and you can feel more at ease and feel a lot more light and clear and focused. Correct. We don't administer any medication, we don't administer any psychiatric pills. We really try to work with just what we're given and then either cognitively or physically give help to the person in need. Yes, there of course isn't anything wrong with medication, but we personally just prefer to do an alternative method that might lessen any side effects that might come about with medication. So, I'm just going to be parting your hair again and just examining your scalp. Would you mind turning to the left? Perfect. I'm just going to be examining this side of your scalp. Now, would you mind facing me again? Okay, I'm going to be examining this part. And would you mind turning to the right? Okay, examining this part. Now, would you mind facing me again? And then bowing your head all the way down where your chin touches your chest. Perfect. I'm just going to be examining the hair there too. Okay. You can lift your head up again. Now, to show you my equipment and as to why we don't really use or spend a lot of money, I'm going to be using this eraser. It's just an eraser. There's no pencil attached. And it's one that just keeps going until you take it out. And I'm going to be putting this right back in. It's a very high quality eraser. It's one of those that doesn't leave a gray mark or streak afterwards. It cleans things very, very properly and leaves the thing as if it never existed in the first place, or it leaves the mark as if it never happened in the first place. And I'm going to be using these safety scissors because safety first. So I'm going to be using these two to snip and erase your mind. Is this still suitable to you? Perfect. So let us begin with the left side of your head, then the right side, then the front of your head, then the back of your head, and then the top of your head. How does that sound? Alright, so I'm going to ask you to turn to the left, turn that way, and then I'm just going to start snipping some of the longer memories and frustrations from that side of your head. While I do so, please breathe in and out in deep inhales. Just sort of like close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And then just start. Hold. Make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale and just release until you feel a sort of weight lifted off your chest and that you start feeling your arms are lighter and less tense. That way it regulates your heart and keeps you feeling calm during this process. So I'm just going to be snipping some of your worries and memories away. I'll snip 5 from each side. And then continue moving on. Okay. So, that was 5. Let me pick up the eraser. Slip this right back in. And now I'm just going to start erasing it. Okay. I'm just going to start erasing the marks. please turn to the right. Perfect. And once again, close your eyes. Take an inhale, hold it, and then make sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale. So, and now I'm just going to start snipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now erasing. So, I'm just going to start erasing this. And just now face me. And now I'm going to be snipping 5 memories or 5 anxieties from the front of your head, right here. So take a deep breath in, hold, and then let it out. And keep your eyes closed. Just going to be snipping this. There we go. And I'm going to start erasing them. So, perfect. Now, I'm going to ask you to turn all the way around. Okay, and I'm just going to start snipping it from the back. So I'm just going to take this one, and I'm going to snip it. Take this one, and 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 snip it. Call me Lemony Snippet. And I'm going to just erase it away. I have to get rid of that. Those little like residue. But your mind is looking very, very clear. Now finally, I'm going to ask you to just lower your head so that your chin touches your chest. And on this one, I'm just going to ask you to focus on your breath as I just pluck, 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 pluck your worries away. And now I'm going to erase them. So just going to side. You can lift up your head now. How are you feeling? Excellent. Permit me one moment to just delete your file. That way, it's as if you were never here, just to protect your anonymity and privacy. So I'm just going to delete that. And you are all set. Have a good night's rest tonight.